Hello. Let's start on our next segment by talking about trigonometry and expression control um, in RioFlow 2015. So what I want to do now is the following. Let's go into our spline editor. Let's make it that um, goes immediately into edit mode. So command right click on your screen and then you create a curve. So we have a curve there, and then we go into the node and we unclick edit. So just any curve is good. So let's go into the standard emitter and let's create a E-spline. In the E-spline options, there is copy spline, and then I will copy that position. So as you can see, that is adapt the shape that I wanted. So now let's rotate that, move up, and let's take a look what it looks like when, let's save this and let's simulate this. All right, seems to be working well, which is good. So let's add a gravity uh, daemon here. And also let's create a ground plane that we have those particles colliding with. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to get that emitter and let's play with this emission speed. So we go to speed and then we double click, our curve editor comes up and I want to say, okay, cosine of time. We saw how to get to this point, the previous segment. Time multiplied by 3, or let's say multiplied by 5. So we have a curve that goes, from 0 to 1. And what we want to do now is to multiply that by 5. So it goes up, right? To go from 0 to 5. So let's take a look what it looks like when we play this back. All right, let's take the ground plane off and let's simulate. All right, goes 5, speed of 5, and then there's an interruption there, and then start emitting again, following that curve that we saw. If we can bring that curve back, let's bring that curve back. Good. Let's stop the simulation and let's bring that curve back under, where's my curves? It is the curve editor. All right. So as you can see now, um, if you go back on frame, if you take a look on the curve editor is 0, nothing is being emitted. Then you start emitting again, and then it keeps emitting. Now it's 0 again. After frame 38, starts 0 again, and it keeps simulating. Good. Right? So what I don't want actually to go to 0. What I would like to go is, let's say, plus 5 and multiply by 5. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Let's say not 5, let's say plus 2. So it goes from 11 at this point to 9 because it's is a variable of 2 uh, meters per second in this. Um, and multiply by 5. What I want to do also is put this between parentheses and go from 5 to 15. So let's close this guy and let's see what it looks like. So now we got something more like what I want to do. It starts emitting at a higher speed. And when I come back, let me simulate this. And when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like, this simulation. Hello. So now going back to our simulation, let's play back this and see what happened. So, all right, let's open that curve again. And you can see between frame 0, if we open this up here, between frame 0 and frame 100, you have about 3.5 peaks on this curve, right? So if you put this side by side, you're going to see how this is, working. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some changes in this curve. I'm going to simulate it again, and then I'll talk back to you and see how those changes happen. I'll be right back. So now let me show you what happened. Let's play back this. All right. So as you can see, on frame 50, stops emitting and goes back to that spline curve or go back to the cosine curve after between 50 and 75 stops, and 75 start emitting again. So let's play back one more time, and it goes back again after that. So let's take a look at the curve. As you can see in the curve here, what I did was I increased that curvature, and I increased the expression, and I said if frame is lower than 50, then we use that cosine multiplied by 7 multiplied by 5 plus 2 multiplied by 5, otherwise it's 0. Plus, again, this I copied the same expression and I added 75. So everything between 50 and 75 goes back to 0, right? And everything outside that is uh, the cosine curve. I can also modify this and add one more time if I can, if I want to. I could copy this and and add another period on this expression. So as you can see, there's a lot of variations of stuff that we can do using expressions here. So when we come back, I'm going to revise this a little more, and I'm going to try to take a look on how the graph nodes work with these conditions and expressions in RioFlow 2015.